we now?
All right, so we're back.
Hey,
up,
I see levels.
and I think we
we're
can
good.
actually be heard now. So
Although they're really low looking.
I don't know how that's possible. The microphone is like
Literally
in our
right
face,
in front of
so,
us.
Let's make sure. I don't really.
Literally right in front of us.
Yeah. I'm hoping. Well, let's check the levels when we start the audio feed,
I guess
and
so.
let's see what happens. And we're not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's good. Anyways, let's start the feed right now.
Much dog.
That's that Logitech. Yep.
Very, very impressive. There you go.
Anyways.
Hello,
everybody, and welcome to FourCredits Podcast for November 4th, 2013. See, that looks a little more accurate to what it used to be.
Why does it feel like we haven't done one of these things in a while?
Well, because we've sort of been on and off the last couple of weeks. We've had a lot of stuff going on. I was sick last week, unfortunately. I am feeling better now. Thank you.
Better now.
Yeah. No, we just had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We do try to be consistent, and hopefully we can get a few more regular hosts. Like, I don't know what we are.
Ghosts.
G-hosts.
Get some regular Oh, sorry. Halloween's over. Oh, well.
But Ghost comes out tonight, so it's very prevalent still. So...
Thank you. Bailed me out.
No, hopefully we can get a couple more hosts that can come in and talk to you guys while one of us is out. That way, well, you has us.
I still don't understand. Anyways.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get this started then with Whoopi Goldberg. Ghost.
Oh, Ghost.
Yes.
Okay, well, at least we know that we are being heard because Mike got our joke.
He understood the joke. Therefore,
no worries.
Okay,
we are
audio
audible.
is working.
Okay, sweet. Thank you, Mike. So yes, Call of Duty Ghosts.
That's arriving tonight at midnight. Yes, and Call of Duty Dog, Ghost Dog, Ghost Dog, dude. That's what I'm calling it from now.
Call of Duty Ghost Dog.
No, just straight
Ghost
up
Dog.
Ghost Dog.
Ghost Dog.
They
were showing Ghost Dog on television the other day, but in Spanish.
What?
And we watched maybe.
Oh, you're talking about actual Ghost Dog.
The movie Ghost Dog.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the movie
I
Ghost Dog?
am familiar with it, but
We saw it on television the other day, and it was in Spanish, and all I saw was this scene in a convenience store, and a kid is chasing around an invisible dog, and I'm like, yep. That sounds like Ghost Dog. That's pretty accurate from what I assumed that this movie was about. So yeah.
Is that like Air Bud's Dead Puppy?
No.
Ghost Dog?
No, that's one of the spin-offs of Air Bud. It's Ghost Pups.
Ghost Pups. They play golf. I don't think they ever did that. That's like the one sport I think Air Bud did not do. They did baseball, they did volleyball, they did football, basketball, soccer.
Basketball was the original one.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And yeah.
Yeah, soccer.
They do hockey. Ice puppy.
Yeah.
Snow buddies.
Like snowboarding type thing.
Snowboarding.
Yeah.
Buddies.
They did not do golf.
Space buddies.
Yeah. What the hell was that even about? That was a thing. Don't ask why I know this, but I know that was a thing, and I'm puppies in space? How is that a good idea?
You know, they sent monkeys to space, so
yeah,
why
but
not
they have
opposable
thumbs.
Why not?
They have opposable thumbs.
Why not dogs? Why not?
Santa Paws. That's not a part of the same series.
Actually, it might be.
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's not.
It's not?
No.
How do you know? Why do you know that? Anyways, let's move on from AirBud and talking about video games. It's been a crazy week in video games, and
it has been a very
the next 2 weeks are going to be even crazier. So
luckily, we don't have too much to talk about what we've been playing this week. We're going to spend most of it just talking about the news and stuff that's coming out. Obviously, we have two consoles coming soon.
And you have a review of Beyond Two Souls.
I do have a review of Beyond Two Souls,
aka Ellen Page Makes Terrible Decisions, the video game, which is what we've nicknamed it. So, you want to start with what you've been playing this week, or do you want me to start? Because I've got two very short. Well, one I want to talk about. So
I really don't have much video game to talk about. Actually, I've been playing Life too much.
Oh yeah,
actually playing Life on my phone the game of, and life itself.
You're playing something. Playing something else. That's what you've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing Relationship the Game.
Yeah.
Or Significant Other the Game. I don't know what you would call it at this point.
Something.
That Girl the Game.
That Girl? So it stars Marlo Thomas. That reference, no one is going to get but us. Unless someone is watching who is over the age of 50, which is unlikely.
Or was also raised in the same conditions that we were.
Yes.
That's okay.
Mike got it.
There we go.
Success.
So it's not Juno. That would...
No, that's Ellen Page makes...
Actually, poor life decisions.
Poor decision.
Poor life decision. Not poor decisions.
Singular.
That is Ellen Page makes poor life decision, the game.
I mean, she makes some poor life decisions and beyond, too. But...
Not really.
I mean, you could make her make some poor.
I
you
almost
made her do the right one. You did
I'll,
the right choice.
I'll explain some other
we'll
stuff. About Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
But
so you
until
played
then,
that.
Yeah.
You played that.
I played Life. I played Pokemon.
Beyond. You finished Beyond.
Yes. Well, that's what I was referring to that.
Yes. You played Pokemon X.
Yes. I played AT&T.
I need to get a star off of you, by the way.
Okay, no problem.
Because that's not available.
I played AT&T, the phone buying business game in real life.
You played the 41 megapixel phone.
Yeah, that's
game.
coming soon.
Yeah.
I'll be getting a Windows 8 phone instead of a Windows 7.5.
Fancy.
Therefore, actually, there are a lot of games that are on the Nokia phones specifically through Windows 8 that aren't available on the other line.
Do you get to play that Halo game?
Yeah, I get to play the Halo
game. You get to play that Halo game.
Yes, I do, which apparently is now coming to Microsoft or to Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that was in your news stories, but
I didn't see that this week.
Yeah, that
was that last week?
I forget. Spartan Assault, I think it's called.
Yes.
Halo Spartan Assault is a mobile game that will be coming to Xbox 360. I think December is what they said.
Cool.
And Mike actually likes that phone. Yes.
I'm glad we get his approval because that's what we need.
Personally, my own opinion from it is that whenever I use my current phone, which is a 16 megapixel camera, I zoom in on a picture and it gets blurry. I can get a little zoom and it's still good. But with that one, I zoom in 200 feet away and it's like, hey, I was right, next to it. But no. Yeah. Oh god, that camera is insane. I got my otter box in the mail today, so I'm gonna protect that shit.
So it is turned into an otter.
Yes. Currently, it is floating on its back, chewing on some kelp or what do they eat?
A clam. Breaking open a clam.
Yeah, there we go.
Belly.
Let's go with that.
That's something they do, right? That's an otter thing. Well, if they don't, they otter. Sorry.
Oh my god! We were talking about otters, and you had to...
No, he's not talking about zoom clarity, Mike. He's talking about if you have taken a picture, and you zoom in all the way to the picture, it is like you are next to the thing you zoomed in on.
Because the megapixel counts for how large the photo is of itself, so there's more... for correction, I would say, with the 41 megapixel.
Yeah.
Not to mention more to zoom in on and actually have it look clear.
More stuff in each.
Yes, the clarity is not consistent with megapixel, but in this case, it feels like it is.
Because it's cool. Any other games?
No. I'm playing a lot of Magic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's not a game.
That's not a game.
It's a card game.
It would be better if it was on motorcycles, but unfortunately we did not. They were in the shop, so we had to do them at my dinner table.
There you go.
Like normal people.
Like normal people do. Alrighty. Well, I played a couple of video games. I spent a lot of time on my 3DS.
Yes, you did. You've been backtracking.
Yeah, that was the one thing I did. Is I played some more Pokemon Y. I finished it.
Okay.
I finished the Elite Four Champion stuff, and now I just have the post-game stuff. So right now I'm trying to catch them all, you could say.
Only thing is, there aren't enough box spaces to catch them all.
I just started box 5 today out of 7, and so I'm like,
I'm halfway through box 3, and I think I just obtained my 3rd badge.
So yeah,
so I'm like way.
You're on your way.
Yeah, I've been catching too many Pokemon.
Hey, that's a good. These are the problems you want to have.
No, because then I'm gonna fill up and I'm not gonna be able to.
Well,
for the first time in a Pokemon game, I'm going to release a Pokemon into the wild.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
No. If you have an extra one, just do a Wonder Trade, which is you can just instead of like here trade me this for this. A Wonder Trade is I don't want this thing anymore. Let's trade it for something random. Just do that. And you can get a random Pokemon.
No way.
Yeah. Wonder Trade. That's the thing.
I wonder.
Yeah, you wonder about the Wonder Trade.
I wonder about the Wonder Ball. But besides that, I wonder what Pokemon I will.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's random from just the Kalos decks or whether it's random from
across
all 107 or all over 718. I have no idea.
Ooh, I wonder if that's how people are getting those random Pokemon that I told you about that are the supposed are in the game, but
I was under the impression that those are event ones. Because the way that article described it is that it was a guy who had been hacking the game on the fly.
Obviously, in order to figure out everything that is in it.
That it sounded to me that if
those are new event Pokemon
that they would be event Pokemon that Nintendo's going to say, hey, here we're going to give these out.
This is going to be available. Go to GameStop.
In Japan probably first. Even though it seems that they're actually doing something, all the stuff with parity right now.
Yeah.
Like the Torchic thing is good until into January, I think, and then something else is going to hit.
Wait.
Yeah. There's
they don't have the Torchic thing?
No, they do. Everybody does. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's worldwide right now. So I'm guessing that they're going to do those worldwide forever. Or not forever.
Well, that was just with the purchase of it because you purchase it within the first couple months. That's basically a numbers game.
Next one, though, we'll see what that is. I hope it's something good.
I will take the mystery box. Because it could be a boat. You know how much you've always wanted a boat.
I mean, it could be a Zonk though.
No, well, my mind's a Family Guy joke. Oh. You went for a let's make a deal. Let's make a deal joke. I'll take curtain 2.
Anyway. So yeah, I played that. Like I said, I'm working my way back through the stuff I passed through, getting the stuff that I hadn't gotten before. I'm doing a lot of fishing because that's always the last thing I do. Yeah, I never fish.
Okay, I never fish either. Yeah. I got the first fishing rod. I used it once, and then I decided to never use it again. And then in the next town, basically, I get another new rod, and it's like,
yeah.
I remember them being a little more,
farther. That's the thing about this game is though it gives you everything really, really fast.
Yeah, it does.
Which is good.
Especially the EXP share in the very beginning of the game.
That's smart.
That's ungodly powerful.
That's smart.
Oh.
So yeah, so I've been doing that. Then I was curious about if I wanted to get guys from the old games, how I would go about this. So I looked it up.
Just ask George Takei.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I guess the way is if you have black and white. There is a direct transfer. However, you have to wait until the Pokemon Bank comes out because there's going to be a free tool called the Pokemon Transfer.
December 22nd?
7th.
December. Oh, that's right. That's the 7th date.
So that's when that thing's coming out, and then you'll be able to just pop in your black or white cartridge in your 3DS, basically take entire boxes and transfer it to your X and Y.
Once again, you need those boxes available.
Yes.
In X and Y in order to hold
Which
them.
is why it comes with the bank. Now, the thing about the bank, though, it's a better deal than I thought it was. I thought it was a monthly fee.
What is it?
Annual fee. And it's an annual fee of $5. So it's like buying a sandwich.
See, I think I'd rather eat.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I mean,
they're going to get you. They're going to get so many people.
But that's the thing, though.
I'm not going to pay for it.
It does come with a 30-day free trial, though, when you start. So that's basically a month free. So I'm thinking about doing that. But my problem with that, as I mentioned to you earlier, is that I went back to my white version and found out I only played 3 badges worth of it. So I have a while to go till I actually can do anything with those guys. But that's another story. Anyways, I also popped in my Soul Silver cartridge.
Life
I still have
everything
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're happy.
I like life.
Yeah, it's pretty good cereal. So yeah,
the
I
cinnamon
still have all
is the best, dude. Isn't that the one with the black kid on the front? Remember how like they always had the little like white kid, and then they like started adding in the different races?
Yeah.
Like the cinnamon one had the black kid on it for the longest time.
That's the best one.
Story time?
Mike probably wants to know what your phone is, but no, sorry, you don't get to.
Here. That's what it is. Yeah, I know.
Anyways, okay, so that's enough Pokemon, but yeah, that's pretty much mostly what I've been playing. The other thing I played was another blast from the past. I downloaded Super Mario 3D Land because I had heard such glowing things about it and decided to finally try it. Play something else on my 3DS for a change.
And?
It's really good.
Yeah?
It's a good Mario game. It's a good balance between the stuff that the 2D games do really well and the stuff that the 3D games do really well. The levels are short and compact like a 2D game.
Okay.
But the secrets are more attuned to like something like a 3D, like something like Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really smartly done. 3D is really cool. There's even an option, I'm not sure if this is in any other 3D games, but there's an option where you can actually change it from whether you want stuff to pop out at you or to go in. So
whoa.
It doesn't affect the gameplay at all, but it's a preference thing.
Huh.
I always have it on the default, which is popping out, because I tried the going in thing and it tripped my eyes out. I was actually kind of like, what the heck is going on?
I want to try that.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
That sounds really intrigues me. I like that.
It's a fun game. And the coolest part about it is, so it's got 8 worlds because it's a Mario game, right?
Always 8 worlds.
Then you finish the 8 worlds, and then there's 8 more. A whole half of the game opens up after you beat the game. After you beat Bowser and rescue Peach.
That's a much better secret than Galaxy was.
I know, right?
Hey, you beat the game. You got all the stars. Guess what? You get to do it with Luigi.
Yeah, well this time Luigi
is
captured, and you have to get Luigi. That's the whole reason for the second quest.
Okay.
So I just started I'm on World 1 of what they refer to as the Secret Worlds.
As the Secret Worlds, yes. They always have Secret Worlds, though.
But this time it's like super like service, like it's half of the game. It's amazing. So yeah, that game's pretty good. It's consistently surprises me with the stuff that it's introducing, like a new mechanic every once in a while. It's really good at rolling that stuff out, and it just makes me even more excited for Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. So, game's pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. I like it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm gonna play more of it. But that's pretty much it. I think I downloaded a Picross game as well. I've been playing that.
I like Picross.
I like Picross.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I remember I bought the actual dedicated Picross game that came out on the DS a long time ago. Just because I like Picross so much.
The same developer has like 3 downloadable ones for the 3DS store. And I downloaded the most recent one.
How much is it?
One. I think they're $5 each.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
I like Picross.
Yeah, it's a fun little Picross game. Yeah, the most recent one that I got also introduces something called Mega Numbers, which kind of changed up the gameplay a little bit. It's really cool. So I've been playing that. A lot of 3DS.
Keep the mind sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, those numbers.
That's pretty much all I've been playing though.
Okay. Well, in that case, we can move along then.
So to answer your question, if you guys are wondering, no, we did not play Assassin's Creed or Battlefield.
However, we do have someone to come and talk to us and you guys about Assassin's Creed 4 next week. He was going to be here tonight, but he says he would rather finish the game before talking about it, which I said is okay.
Yeah.
But he said so far he's got nothing but like great things to talk about.
I just remembered, by the way, we have another friend of the show that wants to contribute, but he actually came up with an idea of, since he's not sure whether he can make it or not, because he has a class that starts at 7, it's Blitz.
Yeah.
He was going to ask, and this is totally something we could do, if he could record something himself and we could splice it into the audio version. It's an idea to consider. He says he wants to record something about FIFA. So
okay.
Well, I'm almost close to being like, hey, get Shane to talk too, and we got a deal.
Either that,
because it works better with 2 people.
Or what we can do is, I'll figure out how to do this. We can get them to videotape them talking about FIFA, and we can splice them into the. Yeah, we can even do it on YouTube. I was thinking like splicing it into some week, but that works too. Yeah, I know.
Go check your phone. I know you want to.
No, I know.
I'm gonna start the news.
I know what it says.
Okay.
It says can't send.
Oh, because you're not.
Because I'm not by the window.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to the news.
I'm gonna keep trying to send that.
Obviously, the top story is next gen stuff. But I'll get to that later.
As that is like a week away.
Yeah, I'll get to that later. Oof. But first story.
Sort of.
First story. So that really cool looking. Speaking of the 3DS, that really cool Zelda 3DS bundle that we saw a few weeks ago is coming to the US. We're getting a bundle. It comes with the game and a Zelda themed 3DS XL. It's going to have like a Triforce design on it with gold and kind of a gold and black kind of design. Looks really cool. It's one of the best designed XLs I've seen so far. So that's looking good. So if you don't have one yet, that's probably the one to get with Link Between Worlds when that comes out on the 22nd.
Okay.
Next up, EA canceled the Command & Conquer game that they were working on. So if you're an RTS fan and you were looking forward to Command & Conquer... Yeah, we know
Shane's a little depressed about that. He's actually a big fan of the Command & Conquer. And
I thought this would be the one.
My buddy Kyle is pretty pumped about it as well.
Because it's been a while since that series has been good. So this was
Red Alert, I think, was like the last good one.
All the Red Alert ones, yeah.
No, I'm talking like the original one. And then after that, it was just sort of like...
It's like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Interesting story. So, Titanfall, as we know, has been and remains a Xbox exclusive for the time being, and everybody the rumor. Just a second,
okay.
You're beating me to the story.
Oh.
The story has to do with whether or not that's still true.
Continue.
Yes.
Proceed.
So, because the previous rumors had been swirling. It's like, oh yeah, it's just time exclusive right now. It's EA. They want to put everything on everything. So we wouldn't be surprised if there was a PS4 version of Titanfall in the future. Well,
they have
confirmed that for the life of the title, which means as long as the game is Titanfall 1, it will be an Xbox exclusive because of a deal that EA... Not Respawn.
Well, no, okay, not Xbox exclusive. It's an Xbox One PC.
Sorry, I'm saying Xbox as a platform.
Okay, but you have to count PC as a platform.
I know. Okay,
it is an
PC,
Xbox. It's an
Xbone.
It's an Xbone PC exclusive.
Well, and 360. There's a
360
version of that game as well.
I doubt people will be picking that up because why when the Xbox One version or PC?
But yes.
But that being said, yes.
Yeah, the interesting wrinkle to the story is that you'd think that this would have been a developer and publisher, agreed upon decision. Well, our good friend Vince Zampella from
you say our
Respawn.
Good friend.
He's not our actual good friend.
No, it would have been really cool to meet him though.
The guy who has has been part of this whole story to Call of Duty to Respawn whole story. He was on Twitter and basically confirmed that this was a decision that EA made for them.
Yes,
that they were actually interested and even had a some sort of development level PS4 version that was in the works. And that EA had made this deal with Microsoft for, I'm sure, millions upon millions of dollars to make sure that it didn't get a Sony release.
So basically everyone thought this was going to be Dead Space again. Where it's going to be on the console for a long time. Yes. And I mean a long time. Yes. And then come to the next one.
Or Mass Effect 1. Same thing happened to Mass Effect
Bioshock.
1 too. Or Bioshock 1,
Yeah. No, all of these games, by the way, Xbox exclusives.
When they came out.
Brilliant! Oh my god, they've had so many really good exclusives.
Pulled it out. They have money, which helps sometimes.
And I love how they put the money towards the games that end up being huge really franchises.
Good. Yes, they're smart. Yeah. They're really smart when that happens.
But this game, however, will not be doing that ever. So that being said, a sequel.
Yes. Basically, this doesn't rule out a Titanfall 2 getting a release. Vince Zampella has pretty much said everything but pretty much admitting that there's going to be a 2.
They have not. They have not said that there will be a 2 specifically, but
we'll see.
If any sales predictions will tell you that game is going to sell incredibly well.
So
and we are as well telling you that game is going to be the top shooter for quite some time.
It's gonna be awesome.
Guarantee it. It'll be between that and Destiny.
Yep.
That's what I'm feeling. I mean, Watch Dogs is going to have a multiplayer, but I don't think it's going to be something you're going to stay around for. We haven't seen too much on it, but...
We'll see.
I don't know.
See next year.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs
we'll see that in first quarter.
Anyways.
Titan Summer PS4.
Titan Fall, Titan Summer, Titan Winter. Anyways.
Oh my God.
Hey, you know.
Yes, fine. Titan Summer will be going.
Somebody has to do the bad jokes.
Besides you.
Besides me.
Now you got an audience doing it.
It's our next story here. Let me grab it. I dropped my phone. So did you know that Alec Baldwin turned down a chance to get to be in a Grand Theft Auto game?
I did, and I applaud him for that.
I just wanted to say that. So,
yeah.
PS4, that thing comes out next week.
Did you hear about the ungodly amount of money he was offered for it?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I probably would have taken it, but then again, he's already rich. He can already get kicked off of airplanes for playing.
Right.
What was that? Words with Friends.
Words with Friends.
And then whatever.
Yep.
So I mean, I wish I could do that.
So the PS4.
The game console that comes out in
next
a week
month,
and
or next week.
4 days.
Week and 4 days.
Yeah.
What
about it?
We're kind of under the impression that the thing was going to do everything the PS3 did, right? I mean, it's the PS4, right? The number after 3 usually means upgrade, right?
Well, then again, we are going from the 360 to the 1, so would that mean that that's going to have absolutely nothing on it?
Well, guess what the PS3 can do that the PS4 will not be able to do at launch?
I'm going to say play CDs.
Correct.
And other things as well?
That's not the only thing, but it's related.
See, I figured outdated technology maybe will disappear with that.
So, as you may know, this was going to be on the news for last week, but we didn't do a show.
Sorry again.
It's okay. But last week, they announced that there's going to be a day one patch that's going to patch in a bunch of stuff for launch. That wasn't quite ready in the box when it shipped. And this includes most of the stuff.
Mike says backwards compatible.
Compatibility, Mike. No. Yeah, you want it, but no.
Okay, PS4 and the Xbox One will not be backwards compatible. They have not said whether or not games that are downloaded onto your username on the 360, if you'll be able to just download those on the Xbox One. They still haven't said anything about that, which makes me wonder if these games for Gold members, which we've been getting for the past couple months now, are just going to be available on that console. They did say that Games for Gold is going to progress through Xbox One as well, as a incentive to keep your Gold account. However, they haven't said whether or not the games you've gotten so far will be playable on the One.
But anyways...
Sorry, backwards compatibility had me going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So so they released this exhaustive list about everything that's going to be patched in. Most of the features that were advertised are going to be in this patch. A couple things that aren't going to be in that patch though is audio CD support and MP3 like download for background music. Those stuff.
Yeah, that's really depressing.
As well as the ability to use your PS4 as a media center, for example, like streaming from your PC, like the PS3 did. Mm-hmm. That will not also not be on there at launch. Sony has responded via Twitter about this and say that they are having discussions with the development team about how to address this, which is super non-committal, but at least they said something. So who knows whether this is something that's going to be patched in later?
It's like a girl in high school.
Non-committal.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows if this is going to be patched in later, or
women,
or the if you really want to be cynical about it, the obvious cynical angle is, well, Sony doesn't want you to have those things because they want you to buy it on their service. So whichever one you want to believe,
Sony doesn't want me to have nice things.
Yep, they don't want you to have nice things. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Moving on to the next one. PS4 launch lineup has changed a little bit, but instead of things being dropped like last couple weeks, things were added. 2 new games will be launch games. Skylander Swap Force will be a launch game now, and DC Universe Online will be a launch game now.
That being said, we're talking about games that are or aren't going to be launch games. Also, for the Xbox One, the Xbone, Peggle 2.
I had that later. Yeah.
Oh, Peggle 2 will not be a launch title with the Xbox One. It was previously confirmed as one, but instead it is now going to be coming out a couple weeks after. It is still in the launch window and before first quarter, but they said you're going to be looking about like mid-December, end of December.
Yep. So, yeah, I was going to talk about that later, but you pretty much just did it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, come on. I know my shiz. Hey, you got to, segue into that shit, man. Ride your scooter and just put those stories together.
Segue.
So,
you know what I don't have a segue for, though?
Your mom.
This isn't really news. I just thought it was really funny.
Oh.
Blink-182 is going to be playing at BlizzCon next year. Okay, that's it. That's the whole story. I just thought that was hilarious.
We are going to BlizzCon. No, probably not. Because usually the only thing they have there is StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo.
Well, Hearthstone now.
And Hearthstone.
You want to see some Hearthstone? Or whatever they called the Dota game?
I forget the title of the game over and over again.
Something of Frost, Storm of something.
Yeah.
South Park got delayed again.
That is accurate. It is now delayed for like the time of having an official release date. It's scheduled for March 4th?
March something. I don't know the exact date.
I think it was March 4th.
So a week before Titanfall?
Yes. I believe it had a 4 in the title, either March 4th or 24th or something like that. Anyways, March. It is not necessarily confirmed that it will be coming out March, though, because they keep pushing this game back, and their excuse behind it is that they're trying to make it as simple and non-complex as the show is, and that is why it is taking so long. That doesn't make any sense to me, but...
But
the game is crudely drawn. I don't understand why.
One thing that's interesting about this whole thing is that that this really shines a light of how different Ubisoft is about how much they want to polish their games before they're released. Unlike THQ. THQ was going to drop this thing a year ago.
Oh, I know they were. But it had so much hype behind it that it got picked up during the bankruptcy.
I know, but I'm just saying... That blows my mind. That THQ was ready to release this thing.
Originally, it did have a launch date of March 2013.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Now it is scheduled March 2014.
But that's crazy, though. Because THQ was going to release essentially a game that wasn't even near done, is what that says to me.
It sounds like basically,
amazing.
It's because I bet Matt Stone and Trey Parker had something to do with it, because they didn't want to just create another... tower defense game that just happens to have South Park characters in it. They didn't want to do that. They actually wanted it to be a South Park universe game and make you feel like it, make you enjoy it, play it as an actual game, not just, throwing sprites onto things.
No, I know. I think it's crazy that game was going to actually come out. If THQ hadn't gone bankrupt, it would have been a completely different game, and that's amazing to me to even think about.
I wonder how much it would have been. Because there could have been a lot of lost translation between it jumping from THQ to Ubisoft that might have delayed it quite a bit.
I don't know. The team making it didn't get dissolved. So...
But those in charge may have wanted to...
I don't know.
Change. I don't exactly.
Know. Who knows? But it's interesting.
And yes, it still looks good. Recently, they put a new trailer out with new gameplay, and it looks hilarious and well done. I don't know if you saw it. It was like a 6-minute trailer of the new gameplay.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. Although it's funny how this keeps getting delayed, and how recently South Park actually missed its a new episode on air. Apparently they finished these episodes like a couple hours before they go on, and they had a blackout about a week ago, and that's why they couldn't put their video or get their video to the network.
It's just
they really do that shit last minute.
The way they do
that
show
they are
is
all
crazy.
Stoners. I swear, they spent way too much time in the Jack in the Box drive-thru. That's the reason why. Damn Munchie menu.
Anyways, moving on. So back to the 3DS corner. So the 3DS had a feature removed this week. I actually saw this story while I was at work, and it kind of blew my mind because I had my 3DS just sitting there getting street passes, and I was like, huh, weird. But yeah, so basically what happened, so the Spot Pass service, one of the things you can do or could do was send messages to people that you had on your friends list.
Okay.
And these could be any message at all. This could be a picture that you want to send. It's basically text messaging. But you could only do it with your friends via their friend code. Mm-hmm. Well, Nintendo, I guess, which I'm guessing has been investigating the use of this feature for probably some months now. At least some time, it seems, that they've been looking at how people are using it. They decided that because they have found that a good percentage, didn't say how many people, but a good percentage, according to Nintendo, has been using it for inappropriate conduct, like maybe some salacious, sexy pictures.
You mean how Xbox or Microsoft had built-in features into Kinect so that it would block penis pictures?
Yeah.
Basically anything that looked like a dick.
But yeah, basically Nintendo said, We will not have this.
NSA spying
People
on 3DS.
communicating
NSA
via
spying on 3DS. Yes.
No.
No.
But yeah, basically they just like, oh my god, people using like they use text messaging, people talking to each other, they could say anything, so they shut the thing down. Who knows whether this is permanent?
Probably
Who knows
permanent.
whether this will ever come back in some sort of parental controlled way or not? Right now, the entire messaging service via SpotPass has been completely removed.
That being said, I'm not sure who actually used that because
I never did.
I never touched it, and I've had a 3DS for almost over a year now.
But apparently, the way that they described it was people were going onto online forums, trading friend codes with people that they have not met in real life, and trading dirty pictures.
3D sexting.
Yep, 3D
sexting. Well, it is the easiest way to send 3D pictures of yourself. Oh, God!
You want a 3D picture of your dog. There you go.
Not once since I've had it did I think, I'm going to take a picture of my junk.
Yeah.
Just because I have never thought of doing that until now. And I'm still not going to, just saying I hadn't thought of it until now.
Okay. Moving on to another portable system.
Oh, God.
But this one's a lot older.
The Vita?
Do you remember... No,
that's really old
No,
news.
This is another Sony device, though. Do you remember the Pocket Station?
Oh, God.
The Pocket Station.
Yes.
There was this little LCD thing that came out for the PS1 that you could basically do some extended things with your games. I think there was something for, Final Fantasy VII.
Nintendo.
There was something for a bunch of...
I love all your puns. This is fantastic. Keep going with 3D puns. I love it.
Keep doing it. But yes. So the Pocket Station. So that thing's old now. Released in 1999, discontinued in 2002, right?
For good cause. And
good reasoning.
Well,
weirdly enough, Sony seems to be teasing a some sort of new version of the Pocket Station. Using Pocket Station branding. But who knows what they could possibly be at this point.
It's probably just branding for the Xperia.
I would guess.
Yeah.
That was my first guess, is that this sounds like a phone thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Pocket Station is getting teased again. Announcement is expected on the 5th, which is tomorrow. So, who knows? Maybe tomorrow we'll know about the new Pocket Station.
I hope not.
We covered Peggle 2. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero says a release date spring next year.
So, sort
That's the stopgap between this and now and 5 Ground Zeroes is. So, if you're looking forward to Ground Zeroes, that's coming out. So the other weird next-gen story that hit this week was the seemingly never-ending the whole thing about the Call of Duty resolution on the next-gen consoles. Originally, the story had hit as a rumor. Basically, somebody had found out, hey, the PS4 version of Call of Duty Ghosts is running at 1080p native and the Xbox One version isn't. And people were freaking out. And it ended up kind of getting tossed around enough where it became almost like truth, even though no one had validated it yet. Well, today, finally, Activision spoke about it. Said straight up, yeah, it's true. And that the reason behind it is because when they were working on the Xbox One version, they could get it running native in 1080p, but they could not get it to also run at 60 frames per second while at 1080. So what they decided to do was make a compromise, lower the resolution.
See,
just up-res it to 1080p.
This is what I was afraid of.
Yep.
Is this due to the processor, or the fact that the PS4 is running DDR5, whereas the Xbox One is running DDR3?
I've heard a lot of talk about it, and people are thinking that it's because of the RAM.
I thought so.
So it's because of the DDR. What Activision is saying, however, is they won't say specifically what the issue is. In that article, they just say, it's not EA, Mike, it's Activision.
No. And also, it's not anyone being cheap.
No,
they did explain that they couldn't
tried.
Get the 60.
But yeah, so the article said that it was because of how the resources are allocated differently on the two consoles, which is developer speak for they just have different priorities. So they're different machines. That's what we got to face here, and so they're going to be able to do different things better than others. The 360 and the PS3 were just like this.
That makes me wonder: if some games are going to be in 1080p on the Xbox One and others are going to be in 720 on the PS4.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially if it was a lead platform game.
Is it going to go vice versa?
I think so. I mean, we saw that last generation too. If you remember when the PS3 first came out.
I do. I was outside of a Best Buy.
But yes, early Unreal Engine games ran terribly on the PS3 because pretty much Epic was out there saying, we can't get this to work, guys.
Yeah. No, I remember
Help us,
that.
Sony.
I remember that, actually.
And it took years for that to get ironed out, but when it finally did, there was parity. But there was the opposite problem, too. I mean, stuff that runs on the there's some stuff on the PS3 that couldn't run on a 360. It's just that there's always going to be give and take in every generation, just because the different consoles have different priorities. So this is just step one of that. If it's going to, I hope it would get better, you know? I mean, I don't want to rule out one of the consoles at the beginning of the console generation. I'm just saying that it's going to, this is going to be the reality.
And that's not necessarily make or break a console.
No, I don't think so either. But there are people who are crazy on the internet that are saying that this is it. And so, yeah, wake up, guys. Check your privilege.
Well, okay, even then, there are many things the Xbox One does that the PS4 will never be able to do.
Accurate, yes.
Such as the connectivity between the TV and it.
Yes.
The fact that the Xbox One has an HDMI in, the PS4 does not. Right. It simply does not support that ability in order to plug your cable box into the Xbox or into the console.
So I mean, ultimately, my takeaway from all this is the consumer has to do the research. They got to find out what game is going to be good for them. And so as long as you're an educated consumer and listen to, I don't know, stuff like podcasts like us, then we'll keep you up to date on, and we'll tell you.
And we'll try to, give you a educated guess as to which would best suit you.
Yeah.
But it seems to be that there are things weighing in both directions right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird time because these are both consoles. It's just very similar to last generation, where I'm going to recommend both consoles. I mean, there has yet to be something yelling at me saying that one is gonna suck.
The only reason why I will shoot ahead and say Xbox One, get that, not PS4, is due to the fact that Titanfall is going to be a permanent exclusive on Xbox One, and trust me, that will be the shooter that you want to play.
No, Titanfall will be good. That said, though,
it will be good. Yeah. It is good.
Well, we've
already played it.
The version we played of it is very good. That's not final though, so it's just gonna be even better.
Yeah, dude, that's even better. Okay.
Last couple stories. If you have a Vita, there's going to be a patch, 3.0 patch that's going to come out. That's going to be preparing it for PS4 interaction. So keep that in mind. And the last story is that Canadian Wii Mini thing is actually coming out here.
Yeah,
and it's going to be really a bundle with Mario Kart Wii for $100. That's it. That's the news.
And that's good because we will be needing to leave soon. So. Because we need to get to a launch party.
Well, how about give us their new releases as fast as possible here. We got Metro Last Light for Linux.
Oh, we're going to start with that, okay.
Yes, Metro Last Light for Linux.
We got State of Decay coming to PC. We've got Call of Duty Ghosts, of course, coming out on every platform known to man, except apparently the Vita. And
there's no Vita version. No, there's no Vita version of Ghosts.
That's weird.
It might come later. Well, apparently the Vita version of the last one they did was really bad. That's what they're renaming the download service on Xbox.
Oh, it's no longer
Live Marketplace. It's I think Game Service or something like that. Game System, Game Service. Get used to that. That's what it's going to be next gen.
XBGS instead of XBLA.
Yep.
I don't like that. I like XBLA.
XBLA rolls off the tongue way easier.
But other than that, we got Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Winter Olympic Games for the Wii U. Yeah.
That's it.
And that's it, because then the week after, we've got great stuff going on. Oh, you didn't talk about the lawsuit, the Madden lawsuit that...
because that's old. It's an old lawsuit. That's why I didn't report it.
No, but it was recently closed.
They got their checks, yeah.
Yeah, they got their checks for $64.14. So...
$64.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
I kind of wish I'd gotten into that class action lawsuit. That would have been cool.
But yeah. So next week is next gen version of sports games, next gen version of Injustice, as well as the Vita version of Injustice as the PC version.
Correct.
Just Dance 2014 for the next gen, Into the Nexus for PS3. So if you're
and of course
Ratchet
we
Clank
have
guy,
all the rest of the PS4
and the PS4
games.
launch games.
We've got Knack, we've got Killzone Shadowfall, we've got
Basketball.
War Thunder, you got basketball. Share that. I mean, why not? Yeah, NBA 2K14.
Basketball.
You
PS4
got
version
Dive Kick. You got
Resogun, which looks really good.
Warframe, which is the PC game that I've been playing the beta of on and off for a little bit here and there.
Skylanders. Contrast. We saw that at GameStop Expo.
Yes. Sound Shapes.
It's
just getting
Flower, which are PS3 re-releases.
Yes.
That's pretty much it.
DC.
We mentioned those earlier, but yeah.
Super Motherload. I don't even know what that is, but that sounds vaguely sexual.
Yeah, it does.
The Super Motherload.
So do you want to try to do like a super short capsule review of Beyond, or do you want to save it for next year? Or next week?
Next year.
Save it for next year. You know.
No. Actually, I can really quickly talk about this game because it's not really a game that got too crazy.
Right. Well, plot-wise it did.
Plot-wise, let's go ahead and start this. So, if you didn't know, Beyond Two Souls is the game starring Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Not Willem Dafoe, Willem Dafoe. And actually starring them, and their characters in the game look exactly like them. It's really creepy because it's like actors playing a role, but they're voice acting, not actually acting. I don't know. It was a little. It took me out of my body for a second.
There may have been some motion capture.
Oh, I'm sure there was, but it just feels like weird. Anyways, basically, the gist of the game is that Ellen Page, you were born with this entity. That's what they call it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Yep. An entity that is attached to you somehow. And very quickly you find out near the beginning of the game, so I'm not going to be spoiling anything, you find out that it's actually from another dimension. Mm-hmm. And anyways, what this weird being can do is just about anything. It has the ability to protect you. It has the ability to go and destroy stuff.
Possess people,
kill dudes make them kill them, just straight up choke them to death.
Can toss books off of their tables.
The easiest way to describe this game is that it's a movie that it's sequenced out of order. Basically, it jumps around the timeline like crazy. But it's a movie where you basically follow the same storyline and not much changes, but however there are different endings that you can get. The only reason I know that is because there's a trophy for it. I did not go back to try to get them, but the ending I got I was happy with. I never once died during the game.
Right.
Whether or not
got
you can
beat up a couple times.
I got beat up quite a bit, but whether or not you can die in it and you have to redo something, I never did that. So I don't know whether or not the game is unbeatable.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting concept when you think about it. There are times when people are shooting at you.
Yeah.
But I never got hit. Like did I ever get hit when I was in Africa?
Yeah. You got shot in the leg, remember?
Oh, that's right. That was like cutscene. I meant like I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to or something, or acted differently, and because of that, I got seen and got shot.
Not that I didn't remember.
Yeah.
There was a lot of situations where like you were in a melee combat with dude, and he beat you up a lot, but you still won.
Correct, and even when I got hit, it didn't really like change anything.
Right.
But no, I mean, this game takes you everywhere, and the story is so crazy in this game. I can't even start to explain it without spoiling stuff.
Right, yeah, we can't even go into it.
The story is the best thing about this game, and I can't tell you.
It's pretty much the only thing about this game.
And I can't tell you about it. I hate it.
So I hate it. The best you can do is, okay, so did you enjoy the experience that you had?
I loved the game. I like QuickTime events. Most people don't. Or I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people don't like QuickTime events.
Vocal, yeah.
That's what this game is. In fact, the way that it sets up the QuickTime events, it's not actually showing you a button that you need to push, at least not all the time.
Yeah.
When you get into close quarter combat, it wants you to move the right stick with the flow of her body. So if she part of her is going this way, or someone is coming at you, hitting you this way. In order to block it, you force the right stick towards it. And then the same thing, like if she kicks something, you want it to flow along the side of her leg, whichever way it's going.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting concept. A couple of times I didn't get the quick time event because I just wasn't sure where I was supposed to push it.
And it's really fast sometimes when it happens.
It is pretty fast. It does go slow-mo, so you have a little bit of time to react, but sometimes you don't quite get there. That being said, I had such a good time with it. I felt like I was in trouble the entire time, yet I never died.
Yeah, no, like I said, that's probably how it's designed. It's to create that tension, but without actually having it be a fail state.
And that being said, in a game like that, the ability to build up that much feeling and then, but never actually be in danger.
It's a neat idea.
It's crazy. I loved it. I like the concept of being able to beat a game without dying. Like, just straight up enjoyed it.
It's interesting.
I would say that you should take it and play a little bit. You might like it more than you like the...
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, though, I feel like me watching you play it was pretty much like playing it. Okay. So I don't probably...
Well, yeah, in a way, it sort of was.
It was.
Yeah.
I pretty much got the experience without actually having to do the things.
There are different choices you can make in the game as the entity that will affect the storyline, I'm sure.
Yeah. Especially
since one of them involves me killing someone special in my life. However, the game did not ask me, do you want to kill or let this person live? More of, you have this alternate state where you become the entity and you're sort of floating around in this spectral form, which is linked to her and you can only go so far away from her. By the way, some parts of the game, it straight up just lets you go as far as you want just because it's the size of the level that was built. Right. And it's really stupid how that changes. That I didn't like.
It's like it's designed a certain way. So
anyways, when you go into that spectral state, you can see things that are different. And I could have changed some stuff, and I really wonder how it would have reacted. Specifically one that I'm not going to talk about, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It could have ended with someone important dying.
Yeah, who knows? But, so you liked it?
I really enjoyed this game. The graphics looked great. It's by the same people that did the facial features for LA Noire, I believe.
Is that true?
I believe that's through the same stuff. I think we talked about that at some point.
Those guys got outed.
Quantum
Dream does everything in house.
Are you sure?
They're the heavy rain guys. Same guys.
Heavy Rain. That's sorry. Wrong game. Great facial features as well, but no.
But yeah, that's kind of their thing is the graphics. Quantum Dream kind of makes their
sorry about that.
On making PlayStation games look good.
Well, specifically though, the way that they were able to put emotion into the characters.
I was really impressed throughout the whole time watching that Ellen Page's face looks like Ellen Page's face.
Yeah,
it's like pretty much down to like the 3 freckles she's got going on right here and stuff.
It was very pretty, especially for a current gen game. Oh my god, could you imagine if that was a next gen game?
Well, yeah, I mean that was the crazy thing at the Sony press conference at E3 when Quantum Dream was up there. It's like
doing their face of the old man.
Check out this old guy. This old guy has so more polygons than Ellen Page's model and beyond. So if you think that's impressive, just wait.
Oh god! Like, what? Oh god! It makes those 45 gigabytes of data mean a little more.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics.
Quantum Dream.
It's Quantum Dreams mechanics, so it's the quantum mechanics.
Fair enough.
Okay. Anyways, no, the game looks great. The acting is, of course, great. They used actual voice. They used actual actors for them.
I mean, people who aren't Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe are kind of But
yeah, you don't need them though. Those are the main characters. Yeah. Those are the ones they spent the most time on.
Yeah.
Let's see. The music, the composition was actually really good. You don't hear that often in game, but I actually like this one.
I noticed in the credits, Hans Zimmer gets a music production credit on there, so that's kind of getting a big name like that. That's kind of crazy.
That's really cool. Gameplay, like I've already talked about, is fantastic. It's simplistic. Everyone can play it and enjoy it. And
if you played Heavy Rain, you know how this game plays.
Yeah. Although Heavy Rain had that like shooting. Oh wait, no, not Heavy. That was Rain. Or no, what was that thing with the dual?
Wet.
No, the other one. one stick controlled like one thing and the other stick controlled the other. It wasn't wet and it wasn't heavy rain. There was some Sony specific or PlayStation exclusive.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh God.
Anyways, we don't have time to think about this.
No. Sorry. I have to get back on track. I'll think of this like as soon as we leave.
Let's give it a score so we can leave.
So overall, from what I thought of the game, it's not perfect. Like we were talking about, they did seem to spend most of the time just on those two characters, and the rest were sort of meh.
Yeah.
But the story is there, and that's what I really, really like in a game.
Yeah. So
I'm going to have to give this game a 4.5 out of 5. It's not perfect.
Okay.
It's not perfect. There are a couple things wrong. 4.157. Ha, ha, ha. No. It gets a 4.5. It is well deserving of it. And if I didn't have to return it in order to get a new game from GameFly, I would play through a second time just to try to do everything differently than I did the first time and see if it ends up the same. I know it has different endings, so I want to see what kind of difference it makes. But yeah, so there's my review for Beyond Two Souls.
Sounds good.
Without, of course, spoiling anything, because that game is still relevant. So in that case, we will be leaving you guys tonight because we are going to Ghost event, and we need to leave now apparently if we want to get into the tournament.
Gotta skedaddle over
with that being said,
how long is the game? It's beyond your comprehension.
I would say I probably spent about 15 to 20 hours. Yeah. With a game that is nothing but story progression, that's really good.
Long story.
Because you take a shooter, and you think about how much time you might spend in cover somewhere, it can take longer, less. If a game does nothing but progress through the story,
it's a long game then.
Yeah, 15 hours is quite a bit. So there we go.
Wrap it up. If you want to follow us on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/FourCreditsPodcast. Want to catch us on Twitter, we're at 4Credits. All our posts will be on there as well. If you want to check us out on YouTube and see archives of these podcasts, search YouTube for 4Credits. And if you want to check out our website, 4credits.com, we're there as well.
Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. With
a
review of Call of Duty Ghosts, maybe.
Yeah, and our last podcast before the next gen.
Well, and I was going to say maybe even a Batman Arkham Origins.
If you want to do that.
I didn't talk about that. I did play it a bit. I'm sorry. I totally forgot.
It's okay.
But I had other stuff going on. So we'll talk about that next week.
Peace out, guys.
See you guys later.
And you guys on the
live feed and YouTube.
Peace out.